You're listening to the 10-minute podcast challenge that will prove every place is the same. Welcome your host, the irreverent, the cosmopolitan, the wicked, Daniela Vlaskalic.
Hello, and welcome to Everyplace Is The Same. I am very excited to introduce my guest, Natasha Boomer. Hi, Natasha.
Hello.
Natasha, you like to travel. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, Natasha, you have been to Paris, France. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Paris, France.
Paris, France is, it's in the middle of France. And Paris, it has a monument. I don't know. I love it.
Just love it. You love Paris.
I love
you love
it.
everything
I
about it.
died there.
You've been there many times.
Yes.
Excellent.
In past lives.
Now, Natasha, you have also been to Boston, Massachusetts. Is that right?
In a past life and a present life.
Tell me about Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, the birthplace of Confederacy. Where what's his face? Washington. George Washington, Paul Revere. The history alone in Boston.
You love it.
Make you pee your pants.
You just love Boston as well.
I love history.
Two places you love.
Love.
Well, would you say, Natasha, that Boston and Paris are the same?
Only in that I have spent many past lives in both.
Well, today, on Every Place Is the Same, we are going to prove that Paris, France, and Boston, Massachusetts are the same.
All right. I'm in.
You ready?
I've never been more ready.
Here we go. Let's talk about walking.
Perfect.
You love to walk, yes?
Yes, I do.
Now, there's a walk that you do in Paris, is that right?
A 3-hour food monument walk.
Tell me a little bit about the highlights of that walk.
Oh, man, you're going to hit the Arc de Triomphe, a.k.a. the Flan Stop. Then you're going to walk straight up this long, winding street, and you're going to come out to the Eiffel Tower, which will take your breath away, a.k.a. the Crepe Stop. And then you're going to walk around. You're just going to hit everything. You're going to go by the Fish Dome. You're going to walk up through all the beautiful places. Then you're going to get to hotel.
So you're going to hit monuments, you're going to hit food, and you're going to walk.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Let's talk Freedom Trail.
Yeah, let's talk Freedom Trail. You're going to hit food. You're going to go to Washington's house. You're going to have a drink where he drank, the oldest bar. And then you're going to hit...
Can you explain what the Freedom Trail is for our international listeners?
I can explain somewhat. It is the trail, the red trail, written that they put on the streets that you follow for all of the Confederacy points, right? Like, here's where Paul Revere's house is. Here's where the boat, where the military it was. Here's where the English attacked.
Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill.
You're going to hit it all.
You're going to hit it all.
Boston Tea Party.
Yep, you're going to hit that. Is that on the Freedom Trail? If it isn't, it's not far off it.
That's right. So, your walk, the Freedom Trail walk, monuments, food, similar, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually, you could call my walk the Freedom Trail walk in Paris because it was the only thing I had to do when I lived there. I was so bored out of my mind, and all I wanted to do was eat away my pain and
Can I call it the Boomer Walk?
You sure can.
So you can do the Boomer Walk or the Freedom Trail walk.
Yep, all walks involving food and history and understanding your own pain, really.
Let's talk monuments.
Let's do it.
Do you have a favorite?
In
Paris?
I really love, I don't have a favorite. I have the only one that it continually took my breath away was the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. Boston. Monuments. Favorite?
Well, I really enjoyed the fries at George Washington's house where he would drink with his buddies.
So you can get some nice fries.
Truffle fries.
And a drink.
And a drink, whatever you...
How do you think Washington would feel about that?
Well, I think, first of all, I think Washington is one of the greats of American history. And I think I enjoyed him in a past life. I'll tell you what I think he taught me in a past life. Integrity. I don't think there is anybody more integral than George Washington in a time where he did not have to be integral.
Let's talk neighborhoods.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite neighborhood in Paris.
Saint-Michel Markets is my favorite neighborhood. It's right by the Seine. Shakespeare and Company is there. Notre Dame is right across the street.
Explain that to us.
It's a bookstore that Shakespeare, old Shakespeare house. This lady started it. It's English books.
English books in France.
Yeah, so Hemingway used to hang out there.
Booksellers in Boston?
Booksellers? I don't know. I wasn't into books when I was in Boston.
You weren't into books?
I was in audio tape by then.
Scarlett O'Hara's house. Did you go there?
Don't even know who she is.
Gone with the Wind.
Have
you heard of that book?
I've heard of it only in passing.
Well, you can visit her home, sort of. It's an optical illusion in a neighborhood called Beacon Hill.
Oh, Beacon Hill, where all the rich people live.
It's a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I hate rich people. I try to stay away from them as much as possible. They smell like dirt.
Dirt and money. Sometimes dirty money.
All the times, dirty money.
Tell me more about your neighborhood in Paris.
In Saint-Michel Market?
Yes.
I would do the same thing every day. There's one of the best falafel stands inside Saint-Michel. It's like these back pockets of walking. I'd get a falafel. I'd go get a book. At the time, I was extremely depressed, so I was getting all the Adrian Mole books and rereading them. And then I would go sit by the Seine. I'd go down the stairs and I'd sit by the Seine. I'd eat my falafel, my French fries, read in the tiny pocket of sun that they had in January. And that's how I would spend my day.
What's a nice way to travel on the Seine?
Walking. All the time walking.
What about boat tours?
Yeah, you can do a boat tour, but a boat tour is going to leave you without money for a falafel.
Boat tours in Boston?
No. Oh, is there? I don't know.
There absolutely is.
Okay.
Boston on the water.
Okay, that's a fact. But there's a boat that you can take to get to Salem, and that's great.
So you like boats?
I think boats are great. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk graveyards.
Absolutely.
Tell me about some of the famous graveyards in Paris.
Well, there's Père Lachaise. And I spent a lot of time at Père Lachaise over all of the visits that I've had in Paris. It is crow-infested magic.
Some of the famous people buried in Paris.
Yeah. So the first time I went, I kissed the grave of, what's that guy? Oscar Wilde.
Absolutely.
10 years later, when I went with my family for my 40th birthday, you could not get near it. There was glass built up all around it, so you couldn't kiss it anymore.
Jim Morrison?
Yeah, his grave is hard to find, but it is there.
Chopin?
Yep, found that grave.
Rossini?
Don't know who he is. Are these all Italian people? You can give me all Italian people now?
Edith Piaf.
Found her. She's one of the greats.
Let's talk graveyards in Boston.
There is the Boston Common. There's where all of the soldiers are buried, and it's beautiful. They're like walking. They're like, my apartment is smaller than some of those graves. I love graveyards.
Some famous people buried there?
I don't know. Washington.
Samuel Adams.
Oh, that guy, the beer guy.
Paul Revere.
The horse guy.
Eugene O'Neill.
Don't know.
E.E. Cummings.
Don't know who he is.
I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart.
Oh, that's a poem. E.E. Cummings.
Thank you very much. Boston, Paris, beautiful graves.
Very beautiful.
Out here in the perimeter, there are no stars. Out here, we is stoned, immaculate.
I don't know who Immaculate
Jim
is.
Morrison.
Oh, Jim Morrison, the song. I thought you were saying the guy who wrote it was Immaculate.
Well, some people might say he is.
He was. He had a great beard.
Other than falafel,
Yes.
what would you like to eat in Paris?
Oh, well, a good crepe. I'll tell you right now, a coconut flan goes a long way to making hearts rest. It is this, I don't know how to describe it. It's a flan that's coconut. You can get chocolate if you're a jerk. You can get lemon.
You can get baguettes, you can get croissants, macaroons, eclairs, you name it, they've got it. Boston, what would you eat?
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now. A good friend of mine told us to go get a cannoli. We stood in line for 1,000 hours, what felt like 1,000 hours. I got a lemon cannoli.
At Mike's?
At Mike's.
Did you tell them we sent you?
They weren't listening to us at that time. There was a lineup six in length, but we got a lemon.
Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it was worth it because I don't eat gluten, and it was worth the gluten.
Boston baked beans, Boston cream pie, clam chowder.
Yep. I actually had clam. They had vegan clam chowder, and I had some.
Did you love it?
I loved every second of it.
Natasha, we are walking through Paris.
Yeah.
On your walk,
Yeah.
where are we stopping?
To stop, we're going to go up to the, I have a tradition in Paris every time I go. We go and we get outside the Louvre. There's a bench just before the park, the Royal Park. And I go and I get myself a goat cheese and tomato baguette and a Diet Coke is the only time. And I sit on the bench in between the Louvre and the Palais Royal Gardens and we eat.
Okay, we love Paris. Boston, we're doing the Freedom Trail. Where are we stopping?
Oh, we're going to go get those freaking truffle fries again. We're going to go to the house of George Washington's favorite beer place, and we are going to have truffle fries, and we're going to say, thank
cheers.
you, George Washington.
We're going to say, cheers.
We're going to say cheers.
If you love walks that include monuments and food stops, if you want to watch a boat go by or get on that boat, if you want to explore neighborhoods or graveyards and pay tribute to the famous dead, then Natasha, I think you've helped us prove that Paris, France and Boston, Massachusetts, USA are in fact the same.
Yeah, I never really realized it before, but it's like, I don't even know why I'm wasting my money to go to Paris anymore. I'm just going to go to Boston to find a freaking crepe.
Natasha, next time we're going to have you on talking about your past lives in past cities.
Absolutely.
You just listened to Every Place Is The Same, hosted by Daniela Vlaskalic and directed by Marco Timpano. If you enjoyed this episode, buy Daniela a coffee. Just go to Ko-fi.com/everyplaceisthe-same. That's KO-FI.com. Every Place Is The Same. Until the next time, enjoy your travels.